Now you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Radio Talk, your favorite talk show about self-improvement and learning new skills. I'm Anna.
And I'm Tom. Today's episode is one that many of you have been asking for: how to master English like a native speaker. This is such an exciting topic because English isn't just a language, it's a gateway to so many opportunities.
That's right, Tom. English is used all over the world in business, travel, entertainment. Pretty much everything, but for many people, mastering English seems like a mountain to climb. Today, we're going to break it down step by step, from knowing absolutely nothing to becoming fluent and confident.
Yes, let's start with the first stage, when you know zero English. Anna, what would you say is the most important thing for beginners?
For absolute beginners, the goal is to build a foundation. Start with the alphabet, numbers, and some very basic phrases like hello, how are you, and thank you. At this stage, apps like Duolingo, Memrise, or even YouTube channels designed for beginners are super helpful.
Totally agree, and it's important to focus on pronunciation from the start. Even if your vocabulary is small, saying words correctly will help you a lot as you move forward. Watch videos where native speakers pronounce words slowly. For example, channels like English Addict with Mr. Steve or Practice English Fluency are great.
Yes, pronunciation is so important. Once you have those basics, you can move to the next stage, building listening and speaking skills. Tom, what's your advice for this part?
Listening is key here. Surround yourself with English as much as possible. Watch TV shows, movies, or YouTube videos, even if you don't understand everything. Just hearing the rhythm and sounds of English helps. Start with subtitles in your native language, then switch to English subtitles when you're ready.
That's a great tip. And for speaking, don't wait until you're perfect to start. Practice every day, even if it's just talking to yourself. For example, describe your day out loud in English or repeat phrases you hear in videos. Exactly, and if you're nervous about speaking to others, try language exchange apps like HelloTalk or Tandem. You can connect with native speakers who want to learn your language, so it's a win-win. I love that idea. Speaking regularly is how you build confidence. And remember, mistakes are okay. Every mistake you make is a step closer to fluency.
Couldn't agree more. Now, let's talk about expanding vocabulary. This is where things get exciting, because you start to express yourself better. Anna, what are your favorite ways to learn new words?
For me, reading is the best. Start with simple books, like children's stories or graded readers designed for English learners. Highlight words you don't know, look them up, and try to use them in your own sentences.
That's a great method. I also recommend flashcards, physical ones, or apps like Anki. And don't just memorize the word, learn it in context. For example, instead of learning run, learn phrases like run fast or run out of time.
Good point. Context helps you remember words better. Oh, and watching videos or listening to podcasts is also fantastic for vocabulary. Channels like BBC Learning English or VOA Learning English use simple language and focus on everyday topics.
Yes, and when it comes to grammar, many people worry too much about rules. Anna, what do you think is the best way to handle grammar?
I think grammar should come naturally at first. Listen and read a lot to notice patterns. For example, if you hear I am going and she is going often enough, you'll start to understand how it works. Later, you can study specific grammar points to polish your skills.
That's spot on, and practicing all for skills listening, speaking, reading, and writing is crucial. For example, watch a video, then write a short summary of what you understood. After that, try to say it out loud.
I love that method, and writing helps so much with structuring your thoughts in English. Even simple things like writing a daily journal in English can make a big difference over time.
Absolutely. Now, Anna, let's talk about resources. What are some tools or platforms you recommend for learners at different levels?
For beginners, apps like Duo and websites like Cambridge English are great. For intermediate learners, YouTube channels like Practice English Fluency or apps like Duo for speaking practice are amazing. Advanced learners can try reading books, watching complex movies, or even joining online forums to discuss topics in English.
Great suggestions, and one last thing, motivation. Staying motivated is often the hardest part. How can learners keep going even when it feels difficult?
Motivation comes from setting clear, small goals. For example, aim to learn 10 new words a week or watch a 5-minute English video every day. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. And remind yourself why you're learning English, whether it's for your career, travel, or personal growth.
Perfect advice, and remember, everyone learns at their own pace. Don't compare yourself to others, focus on your journey and enjoy the process.
Well said, Tom. So, listeners, here's your roadmap. Start with the basics. Focus on listening and speaking. Expand your vocabulary, practice grammar naturally, and use all the amazing resources available online.
And don't forget practice, patience, and persistence are the keys to success. You can do this.
That's all for today's episode of Radio Talk. Thank you for joining us. Keep practicing, and we'll see you next time.
Bye for now and happy learning.